What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we got the Jade Shadows Devstream in less than 24 hours, and there's going to be a ton of information on that Devstream. We got a Devstream prediction video, basically a fun bingo video today. We'll see if we can get bingo on the next Devstream. I'll have a big overview video after the Devstream comes out on this channel, so you're in the right place for Warframe content. Make sure you hit that sub button if you're not already. And yeah, I'll also be live on stream tonight, grinding out some stuff, because we already know we're getting new Kuva weapons. The Devshort told us that yesterday. So yeah, we pretty much have one free square on this bingo as well. So let's get right into it and get into the Devstream bingo. Alright, so yeah, just heads up, I mean, this is all in good fun. We're not like, I don't really know anything ahead of time here. We're just going off of, what they've been talking about and what could be nice to have on this Devstream. And also trying to be somewhat realistic about what's happening. Alright, so here we are with the Devstream bingo. Now, the top left corner is, of course, going to be a free one. This list was made before the Devshort yesterday, so we got the first square as new Kuva and Tenant weapons. This is confirmed to be being talked about. For once, it's not copium. I put it on these lists almost every time. For once, it's not copium. We'll be getting information on new Kuva and Tenant weapons tomorrow. Now, as far as which one it will be, we had a lot of people talk about this on stream yesterday, but as far as Tenant weapons, hopefully it's a Tenant Amprex, a Stalker. There's other things too, like an Arca Cisco, Arca Titron. The list goes on. There's plenty of good options. I think a Lanka would be kind of boring, personally. Like, who actually is using sniper rifles in normal missions? That's more of like a boss fighting kind of weapon. So hopefully it's an AoE weapon in some degree. Or the AoE lens could even be good. As far as Kuva weapons, Kuva Sobek, Kuva Stug, Kuva Ignis. There's plenty of good choices on that one too. But let's just hope that it is a good one and not some random boring weapon you forgot even existed. And the Stug will just be a funny one to actually see a good Stug. Alright, moving on to the actual first square here that might actually not get filled in, besides like the top left one that got obviously filled in. New deluxe skin. Now we do know that Yareli deluxe skin will be in the Jade Shadows update, just kind of like an infested looking one. And beyond that, we don't know what the next deluxe skin will be after that. They usually show these pretty far in advance, so maybe we'll see another deluxe skin, maybe one that's meant for Warframe 1999. But we'll have to see if they announce that tomorrow. Technically, it is vague enough you could fill in the Yareli deluxe skin in-game on that one as well. It's not going to really be that big of a deal on that one. All right, next, third square. New rework announced. Now that Inaros' rework is out, and Loki got like a buff, we're kind of like wondering who's the next frame to get some big buffs or a rework. As far as who I'd like to see, maybe Valkyr. Maybe make Valkyr's one ability not single target Spider-Man. Make it like a net or something. Make Valkyr's third ability, where you drop your shields into an AoE stun, make that actually worth casting and not helmeting off. So, plenty of options for Valkyr. There's, of course, other choices too, like, Caliban. Well, probably closer when the Caliban Prime comes out when he's going to rework. But yeah, there's plenty of frames that could use some touch-ups that aren't really as meta as certain frames are nowadays. But if they talk about any kind of new rework besides like the ones that already exist, you can definitely fill that square in. Alright, next one here. This is definitely going to be subjective. Protea Prime looking good. I've heard some complaints that people don't like the new helmet for Protea Prime, but do keep in mind as well that there will be a deluxe or a Prime accessories bundle with a special helmet in there as well. The Protea exclusive Prime access helmet. Now that's not going to exactly make the people that didn't buy it look any better, but that's the point. So if you think that Protea Prime looks good or bad after they reveal it in-game tomorrow, like as far as in-game modeling and all that, you can fill that one in. There's also one that says Protea Prime not looking good on here too, so we'll have to see about that. Next, the word Revenant is said. If they at any point say the word Revenant, you can fill in this square. If they say Revenant is easy mode, Revenant is getting nerfed, Revenant is good, like blah blah, anything involving the word Revenant, you could fill in this square because they sometimes do talk about Revenant in a joking manner, like, yeah, if you just want to play Revenant, have an easy time, there you go. They literally say that on stream sometimes, so there you go. Alright, next one, Jade Shadows new game mode. So as far as new Jade Shadows content, I'm hoping we get either a game mode or a new boss fight or both. We do know there's going to be a new clan event at some point in Jade Shadows, so whatever the new thing is, it's probably going to be us playing that over and over again for the new event. And yes, that would contain Energize, Avenger, Grace, blah, blah, blah. All those Eidolon Arcanes should be coming from this Arcane event. So if it's a new game mode, that'll probably be more repeatable than a boss fight over and over again like the previous one was, but we'll have to see. Next, new Nightwave announced. It's been a bit that we've had this Nightwave go. I think it's like 21 weeks or like 25 weeks, something crazy like that. So hopefully the new Nightwave season gets announced on this dev stream so we can fill in this square and have a new Nightwave to play. Because as it stands right now, a lot of people are very, very prestiged on this Nightwave, or just don't care in the first place to even grind it out. But also, don't worry, if they do announce a new Nightwave, we will have a 2 weeks notice before the next one comes out. And I was definitely playing Ivara in the background footage, just standing in the corner. But yes, new Nightwave season could be coming out soon, hopefully. If it does, that would be great, because we'd have a new refresh, probably some new challenges and stuff too. Also, of course, new augment mods, new skins, etc., etc. Next, new Incarnon info. So with Jade Shadows, we know we're getting new Kuva weapons, and I'm hoping that we get some new Incarnon information too. I'm talking Tigress Prime, I'm talking Cerberus Prime, Galatine Prime, all those Prime weapons that don't have Incarnons yet. That could be the way to do it, is giving us some Incarnons to make like the Tigress Prime actually good again. As it stands right now, who's actually using the Tigress Prime besides some guy that watched like a 2016 video, and didn't realize that it's not as OP as it was back then. So, yeah, new Incarnons would be great, specifically for Prime weapons, hopefully. Moving on, Dante mentioned in any way. Now, they did already tell us they're going to be maybe talking about the LOS on Dante on the stream. Not that they're going to be changing it, but they will be talking about it maybe. That could just ruin the mood, because people are still really salty about the Dante changes. But yeah, I think if you guys think he's unusable on the Steel Path, I mean, we're literally like at level multiple thousand right now with the Dante in our squad, so I think it's just basically a performance issue on your end, or just you are stuck in your ways. You must remove the LOS no matter what. They're probably not going to do it ever, guys. And by probably, I mean they're literally not going to, okay? They're going to stick to their guns. They're going to keep the LOS on Dante. Just be happy they're changing the LOS on Korra to be better now. At least I'm happy about that. We indirectly got a Korra, quality of life buff. And I think Pillage is feeling better too, from what I heard. I don't really use Pillage that much, but yeah, it sounds like the LOS is better on a lot of other abilities. But Dante has LOS now, but still has a massive AoE nuke on his tragedy attack. Moving on, accidental. Oh, actually, no, we're passed over one. New Tennogen. How about some new Tennogen skins? Preferably for like frames that don't have a ton of them, or frames that have like kind of old Tennogen skins. We're talking like frames like Equinox maybe. How about a new skin for like Sevagoth just got one. How about another Sevagoth skin, honestly? There's plenty of frames they could go for, and they usually only add like 5-ish items per pass nowadays, so I hope they can do a big Tennogen drop in Jade Shadows to get lots of new skins. Next, an accidental leak by Dev. This actually already happened on the Dev short. Seemed like Steve accidentally leaked the whole semi-auto, full auto thing, where maybe weapons that are semi-auto can have a full auto toggle, because it doesn't hurt your hand if you're doing a long duration mission. Why do people run full auto weapons a lot of time in this game? Because who wants to be manually clicking every bullet for a multiple hour mission? I definitely don't want to. I actually have tweeted at Pablo in the past asking for this exact thing. He said he didn't think that they would do that, but they might do a similar thing to that. So we'll have to see what that similar thing is, as Steve already leaked it on the dev short. Moving on, Infested Lich info. We already know Infested Liches are going to be this year. But when they'll be and what the situation will be with them, we don't know those specifics. So if we can get some, maybe early information. I highly doubt we'll have Infested Liches in Jade Shadows, like, at all. It's going to be like a Stalker-themed quest update. But yes, if they give us, some hints at what Infested Liches will contain, that could be great, and you could easily fill in that square with that one. The free one in the middle could have just been new Kuva and intended weapons, because that is free at this point. Moving on, Android Warframe Mobile. Warframe Mobile is only on iOS right now, and they did say they are kind of working on an Android version, but we don't really know anything about that. I don't even know if DE knows that much about that, because it's probably not really soon. But if they do talk about it on stream, that would be great for people that play on Android, like a lot of people probably do, and that would be great. But if not, I wouldn't be super surprised, as they are. I don't know how successful Warframe Mobile has really been. Because it's still got a lot of glitches, unfortunately. Like, I heard you can't even play Railjack missions properly on Warframe Mobile, and that's a pretty big deal. I'd say that's a bunch of missions, bunch of mastery right there. Moving on, new event info. As I stated, there is confirmed going to be a new Arcane event in Jade Shadows, but we don't know anything about it. So it's either going to be a new game mode that we just repeat a bunch of times, or a new boss fight we'll repeat a bunch of times. Either way, they did tell us what Gargoyle's Cry would be before it came out. They're like, oh, it's going to be the boss fight over and over again. So if we find a new game, if they show a new game mode or a new boss fight for this dev stream, expect that to basically be the event. The Okay, next one. Protea looking bad. As I stated, some people don't like Protea Prime's helmets. I couldn't get a really good look at it, to be honest. So I'll decide if I think it looks good or bad myself on the stream tomorrow, when they're gonna probably show it in game. But as it stands, I mean, Protea's got a really good deluxe skin already. So if the helmet looks bad, you could probably just do the Protea Deluxe, which kind of is sad to say, but that could be a thing for sure. So let's hope that it actually looks good though. Next, another one that could also be in the free square, new augments. This list was made before the dev short, but they did say that new augments will be talked about on stream. And I was thinking about this the other day. How about a Sevagoth augment like the new Yareli augment? Loyal Merlina, where the K drive follows you around. How about Loyal Shadow, where the Sevagoth Exalted Shadow form follows you around? Because I usually helmet off the Shadow nowadays, unfortunately. Even though I like Sevagoth, the Shadow just feels too clunky, and there's a couple other issues with it too. But mainly it feeling clunky. So if they could make an augment called Loyal Shadow, where the Shadow form follows you around, I would definitely be considering that at least. So good stuff there. Moving on, Jade Shadow's new boss fight. This could potentially happen. Like I said, it could either be a new game mode or a boss fight for this new event. But I'm actually hoping it's a new game mode. Hey, how about both, actually? A new game mode and a new boss fight. That would be the best way to do it. But yeah, we'll see. It's not going to be like a massive update. It's going to be like a medium-sized update. It's like 1999 will be a massive update. This one's like, it's good. It's just going to be a good update, hopefully. Speaking of 1999 Volt reveal. Now, this one might be a little bit on the ambitious side. But think about it. We already have Mag, like we have Proto Mag, we have Proto Excal, and we have a motorcycle. Where is Volt? The third starter is not in the 1999 trailer yet. So now keep in mind though, as far as starters are concerned, Loki used to be a starter way back in the day, and Volt became a starter like after they decided Loki was not a good starter anymore. So they could either have Loki in 1999 as a Proto Frame or Volt. I'm hoping it's Volt because he's the current starter, but hey, I wouldn't say no to Loki as well. So let's hope we get another 1999 Proto Frame reveal. But if we get Volt, that was me calling it way too well. So that was a little bit fishy. I actually called that one. So we'll see about that. Next, Stalker Syndicate. The DLC, or rather the update, will be about the Stalker. Maybe some backstory on the Stalker. And if you've been watching a lot of the dev streams over the years, you might remember there used to be a Stalker Syndicate they were going to add to the game, where you could basically, I don't know, they didn't really tell us exactly what it would be, but I was thinking it would be like you invade missions as the Stalker, and you control the Stalker in mission, and you get like loot and rewards if you kill players as the Stalker in mission. So maybe that's what it'll be. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just be like, a PvE Stalker Syndicate, as it probably will be. But if any Stalker Syndicate stuff is mentioned or shown, fill in that square. Okay, we've been talking about Jade Shadows, but how about the actual Jade Frame herself? We haven't talked about her. I think they're going to show the new Jade Frame's abilities. I'm hoping for an Exalted Scythe, honestly. But anything that's showing Jade's abilities, Jade's stats, etc., you can fill in that square because that's what I'm hoping they show. I mean, it's going to be a Jade Shadows dev stream. It would be kind of weird to not show Jade in any way, and I think that they will. Next one, Tennocon Day 2 Talk / Soulframe. If you didn't know this year's Tennocon is 2 days instead of just 1 day, and I'm wondering if they're going to detail what's happening on that second day. It might just be a Soulframe day, honestly, or it could be, a day where they're talking about some other Warframe related thing. I think it will be Soulframe though, so if they talk about Soulframe at all, or if they talk about Day 2 of Tennocon, you can easily fill in this square with those types of things. Next one, Companion Changes Part 2. Remember that Smita nerf that Pablo was laughing about on Devstream 157, I think it was? Well, we have the exact timestamp and clip of him laughing about nerfing Smita. So, if that's actually happening, just let us know, DE. I want to know when it's happening so I can, give Count Kirby his little funeral. Because if they nerf Smita, it's going to need some major buffs of the other abilities if they're going to remove the loot ability from my cat. So, I'm talking, the reload buff needs to be like an ammo efficiency buff for like 10 seconds, not just a singular reload. The orange crit buff needs plus 200% crit chance and not setting everything to 200% crit chance. Energy buff needs like other stuff too. Like if you're nerfing the loot part of Smita, I need buffs on literally everything else because that's my favorite cat, and you're going to be nerfing my favorite cat. Additionally, other companions are going to get buffed too, hopefully, like the worm, crowd dispersion ability, whatever the Predasites are doing, those types of things that aren't used that heavily. Those are going to be hopefully getting buffs, and also Sentinel weapons that aren't used will get buffs too. I mean, there's tons of Sentinel weapons that don't get used. They have bad stats. They don't have any actual use. Like, there's just certain Sentinel weapons that are just straight up better. Like, the laser rifle for, like, manifold bond stuff and all that. So, they're going to be hopefully doing some big buffs to the lesser used companion stuff if they do nerf my cat. So let's hope that happens. The buffing part, not the nerfing part. Next one, I got a fun one here. Pablo wearing a cool shirt. Pablo sometimes wears really cool shirts for these dev streams. I think the last two he had like, well, besides the most recent one, he had a Kirby shirt and he had a Resident Evil shirt. Those are pretty cool. But then the stream before this, he had a normal blue shirt. So let's hope that he has a cool shirt this time. I'm talking Resident Evil, Kirby, maybe even like Baldur's Gate or something. I don't know like what they're really playing nowadays, but just a cool shirt would be an easy fill-in on that square. And as far as the final square, collab event. Can we please get a collaboration event in Warframe? I want like a, I want a Cloud from Final Fantasy Buster Sword, Great Sword skin. I want a, League of Legends, Thresh's Scythe or something. I don't know, like a crossover event with another game that will be like a weapon skin or a frame skin in Warframe. Even like 2B, a Wisp 2B skin. I'm sure you guys would love that. So let's hope that we get something like that in the future because I've been wanting stuff like that for a long time in this game. So yeah, guys, hopefully you found this video fun. Maybe not helpful, but fun at least. If you want to make your own Devstream bingo card, be my guest. And I will be live on stream tomorrow, live reacting to this stream and making a overview video, probably live on stream, uploading it while I'm on stream too. So if you guys want to come stop by and hang out, we can talk about the stream and all that, come by the live stream channel and I will be hanging out with you. So appreciate all the support. See you guys next one and take it easy. Peace.